The Emperor's New Clothes relates the story of two swindlers approaching an emperor who spends extravagantly on clothing at the expense of state matters. The crooks offer to weave him some magnificent clothes that are invisible to those who are stupid or incompetent. The emperor hires them and later looks in on them with a group of his crony officials to see how things are coming along. They each see the empty looms but ignore reality and pretend they see what's not there in order to avoid being thought a fool. In due time, the fake weavers send a word that the emperor's suit is ready. They pretend to dress him and send him off in a procession before the people. The citizens go along with the pretense, not wanting to appear stupid and being labeled a fool, until a kid blurts it out. The emperor has no clothes. The people then realize they have been fools, and the ever so vain emperor, while surprised momentarily, continues the procession, walking more arrogant than ever. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 and 4 says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. In the best interest of all others, in the best interest of all the LGBTQ community, in the interest of all the homosexuals, bisexual, and transgender people, in the interest of all the woke people out there, for the love of all of you, and for the love of God, open your eyes and see that the emperor has no clothes." Open your eyes to reality. The 2023 Miss Netherlands is not a woman. He is a man. Leah Thomas is a fraudster whose real name is William and real gender is male. Drag queen shows and story hour for kids are wrong. Drag queen shows. Grown men scantily dressed like harlots, flaunting their nakedness before children. Men giving lap dances to little girls. All of it is an abomination. Open your eyes to reality. That behavior is wrong in general, but especially when very young children are involved. Reading queer-affirming books to children is wrong. It is immoral and wrong. It is evil and wicked. The whole woke movement is wicked and from the very pit of hell. The idea that everything is racist is garbage. Reparations, the notion that people that have never owned slaves pay people that have never been slaves, is ludicrous. White privilege is nonsense. Critical race theory is from the pit of hell. CRT promotes equality of results instead of equality of opportunity, which is absolutely nuts. Keep in mind that CRT is just a theory, a thesis that, like communism, has failed everywhere that it has been tried. It is more destructive than any real racism that exists. Of course, racism exists. There's no denying it. But CRT itself is wickedly racist, and there's no denying that either. Everything is upside down, inside out, and backwards. Everything is crazy. The sane people of the world must stand against this vile wickedness. Jordan Peterson referenced in a video an old Soviet Union joke. They pretend to pay us and we pretend to work. And Peterson adds, that only works till everybody starves to death. And that continues to be a joke until all the pretenders starve to death and there's no one left to laugh. It appears that people are more afraid of being labeled a racist a white supremacist, a homophobe, etc. You name it. They're more afraid of that than they are of being a coward and allowing others to intimidate them. In other words, people are more afraid of being canceled than of accepting and living a lie. Lies should be challenged. Whatever the cost, lies must be challenged. John Calvin is quoted as saying, "The human heart has so many crannies where vanity hides, so many holes where falsehood lurks, is so decked out with deceiving hypocrisy that it often dupes itself." The woke crowd has duped itself. Gustave Le Bon, in his book The Crowd, wrote, "The masses have never thirsted after the truth. Whoever can supply them with illusions is easily their master. Whoever attempts to destroy their illusions is always their victim." And at least two masters of crowd control, Hitler and Mussolini, apparently seized on those observations as guide to stirring up crowds and exploiting them. Today, people like Richard Delgado, Derek Bell, Ibram Kendi, Kimberly Crenshaw, Robin DiAngelo, Kiara Bridges, and many others, these authors have provided many illusions to a society that is still not interested in the truth. They prefer a false impression of reality. And these people, these authors, have plenty illusions that they are peddling. Our modern equivalent of an emperor is Biden. And Emperor Biden has no clothes. He has no sense of where he is half of the time. He's pretending to be a leader. He is pretending to be a president. This emperor has no clothes. And all of his administration is ignoring reality and pretending they see what's not there in order to avoid being thought fools. But fools they are, and they are contributing to the insanity. I, for one, will not live by lies. Join me in shouting it from the rooftops. The emperor has no clothes. Push back on the lies wherever you find them. Proclaim the truth every chance you get. There are only two genders, male and female. CRT is nonsense. The LGBTQ community can live however they want, but don't shove it down our throats. And stay away from our kids. Psalms 14, verse 1 and 3 says, "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They do abominable deeds. There is none who does good. They have all turned aside. Together they have become corrupt. There is none who does good, not even one." Until next time, remember, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Goodbye.